Commentary comments are limited to one comment, no more than 5 minutes. Marla?
But it's something on the agenda. Am I allowed to talk about that, or do I take off the agenda?
Marla? Public comment.
Okay, great. I'm here about the public dock in Northwood. And I was at the NCA meeting on July 17th, and I took the notes of the meeting. They have not been officially accepted until the next meeting on July 21st. But according to my notes, we talked about public dock, and that it was deemed unsafe, it's creating extended approximately 2 feet past the dock underwater, had a tight scoop it off, and had been placed at the end of the dock for the boat. The next step was Jim Byram, is to look into ways to fix the dock, which includes contacting the AAA dock and marine for estimates, locating health insurance, and finding out the cost to repair the dock. Mayor Mike Francis is assessing the cost to fix it, replace or tear down the existing dock, also looking into the dock fees as records are unclear. Once all costs are determined, then it's reach out to the mayor to receive approval for risk assessment and then mayor approval. Timing for estimating approvals will not determined, recommended to be completed as soon as possible. If fixing the dock is approved, it will be determined how to finance the project for the town and community. And Mayor Francis made it clear that his objective is to preserve the community, but to keep safety in mind. Thompson Park was also discussed because the mayor agreed that Thompson Park is an asset to Northwood, and while the dock is being looked at, town will be willing to add sand to the beach and look at a dangerous tree that moves over the area. A discussion was made with whether the park would be a better place for the firemen and to move it from where it exists over a couple foot to the park. So this is the stuff that was discussed at the NCA meeting, and I know we will be discussing the right away and the firemen for those jobs. My recommendation is to move it over to the mini park. So, that's a lot of time. Oh, Thompson Park. Good. Okay.
I'm Jim Byron. I live at 45 Garside Avenue. I'm 40 years on the Hopatcong Fire Department. I'm the guy who, with some other people from Northwood, for years, probably 50 years, been replacing the boards on top of the Northwood dock. This year what happened was I went down there to replace them, and it took me over a month and a half, I guess it was, because the structure on the inside, the beginning of the dock was bad, so I took my time. I had some people with me, and we made sure that part was secure. I knew the end was bad because it was bouncing up and down and stuff. So what happened was I got it out so far and stopped. Then the town came in, and they had Tommy from the Public Works Department. He built a railing on the end of it. The only problem with the railing was there was no straps coming back to the dock. So the minute people leaned up against the railing, it went in the water, okay? I got a hold of AAA docks, okay? And Walter is willing to put in 2 poles at the end, but I have to go get permits, and that's, I was gonna come talk to you, or John, to find out about permits, to put 2 poles in the end, which we will bring the telephone pole back into the dock, put the 2 poles in it, we'll hold the cribbing together, and he will put a board across so we can put the rafters back out. And then the end of the dock is solid, okay? By the way, this was the first time, pretty much, that the Borough of Hopatcong paid for the wood for the dock. The last time, 20 years ago or so, I got the money from Kellogg. Mr. Kellogg was nice enough to flip the bill for that, okay? So, one of my problems is that it's the only thing left in Northwood that was from the original Northwood. That dock's got to be 100 years. I know it's been there for 50 years. It was there long before I got there, and we put, I had Uncle Larry Oster, Jack Kelly, the head of New York City Bomb Squad, they're all gone, and I think they're looking down on me saying, Jimbo, go fight for the dock, okay? I had a meeting last night, though, with Tony, the owners of Lola's, Tony and his father. Now, I don't have a problem, okay, if you say, okay, we're gonna get rid of the dock, okay? We had a meeting with them, and they're very nice people. And there's certain problems in the neighborhood right now, I'm sure you've all heard of it, for parking and this and that. Well, when a business moves in, I'm sure they didn't expect this business to be like, as it is, killer. I mean, it is killer, okay? There's problems to work out. And the neighborhood and a business have to work together, especially when it's in a residential area, okay? What I'm saying is, though, we talked about it, they don't want the boats parked on the Northwood dock. Okay, I went down there, I don't know how many times. Every morning it seemed like I'd go down there and unscrew these pieces that someone was making out of scrap wood they had at home. And I don't know anybody who carries a screw gun on their boat. But apparently there's some people that they pull up to the dock, screw them in, and Jimbo would come down on his four-wheeler and go and take them away. I got a bucket full of them if you need anything for your dock. I got a whole bucket full of them. But what I'm saying is that if you get rid of the dock and you sell it to them and you keep the fire lane, okay, because I was the one that brought it up, that you were there, Mayor, if there was a fire and it was, God forbid, it's the bar or something down there, you're not going to that fire lane anyway. I'm going to the mini bar, as long as you get that tree out of the way, okay? I was taught by the old guys, the idea is get the truck in, get the fire put out, we'll worry about getting the truck out later. Common sense, okay? But now I found out tonight that you're also getting rid of a fire lane, which I drive by it. One of my customers that lives down the end of the street of Arizona, you're going to vacate that. But there's so much stuff down there, you couldn't get a fire truck down there, I don't think, in the war if you wanted to, okay? I don't believe in giving a fire lane. I'm sorry, I've been in the fire department too long. We've gotten water out of places. I've taken them out of swimming pools and had people mad at us, but.
And normally when people are public comment, we don't interrupt it. Right?
Okay. You can interrupt me, Joe.
The ordinance reserves an easement for the fire lane. Okay, so it takes the title to the property and gives it to the two sides of the road, but the ordinance itself, and it'll be recorded on the title to the property, reserves the easement for the Hopatcong Fire Department.
Okay, this is good, because now we're having a conversation. Let me ask you a question. Is there a way then, let's say you decide that you don't want to be involved with the Northwood dock anymore, because I know the Northwood Community Association had it, and then, in today's society, listen, I stepped on a nail while I was doing it. You know what? It cost me the money to go to the doctor and get a tetanus shot, and guess what? I didn't have my tetanus shot, so it was my fault. But I don't believe in suing people and stuff. What I'm saying is there a way to put it in there if you get rid of this thing and you say, okay, Lola's, they own the property on both sides. If they get the property, that you can write some things on the dock, like they can fix the dock up, but it's not for boat traffic, it's not for, because I talked to Tony about it. We were talking about putting a railing down to one side so people couldn't park their boats. Because all his customers, they were loving it. When the railing was there, they were all out on the dock taking pictures of beautiful Lake of Hopatcong and stuff. By the way, did you all notice my hat?
We can talk about that.
You know what I'm saying, though? But in Arizona, they got that down there. You can't even, you're not even going to be able to get a fire truck down there and stuff like that. And that's the problem. If you vacate a road and I'll tell you where it happened, John. It happened on Cox Lane. The guy, what's his name? He went and put a tree in. You're laughing because you know it. He put a tree in. You know how high that tree is now? It could be in Rockefeller Center. And you know what he said to me when I was fire chief? He said, I said, well, you can't do this stuff. He goes, there's a tree there now, so you can't do anything. I said, if I have a fire down here, my guy's going to drop the tree. I don't really know.
You're running that.
Okay. All I'm saying is, if you're going to do something, think about it before you do it and stuff like that. Don't just throw the people up there under the bus, is all I'm saying, okay?
Thanks, Doug.
Although I appreciate the mayor and council informing the residents concerning the forever chemical PFOS in the water system, it defies explanation as to why it took the governing body until now to inform us. The borough is required by the DEP to monitor the water treatment system for at least the past 3 years for PFAS. And since the council receives these reports, they should have been aware the contamination existed. And since it's a forever chemical, it would not be likely to subside anytime soon. In 2020, the DEP issued the change in its mandatory reporting requirements for PFAS, and the change will apparently be requiring municipalities who have exceeded the limit for over a year to put in a treatment system for removal of the forever chemical within a year. I'm sure the residents are thankful to the borough is suing the 3M to recoup monies for the treatment system. Yes, I did say recoup, because even if we win, history shows that lawsuits for contamination can take years. So it would most likely not be within the time limit set by the DEP for either the reduction of the PFAS or the installation of the treatment center system. My question to the governing body: seeing our water sampling is overseen by the governing body, and the governing body was alarmed enough to file a lawsuit last year, wouldn't transparency indicate the residents should be informed of the potential harmful effects of the contaminated water sooner? Number two, as reported, the borough apparently already exceeded the maximum limit for PFAS for the last 3 years. Therefore, the council has had 3 years to prepare for remediation. What is the plan for remediating the contamination? Number three, since the council has known for 3 years that we would most likely have to install a treatment system, can you tell us what the projected cost of the treatment system for PFAS and how it will be funded if we do not win the lawsuit before the regulatory deadline? Number four, the borough stopped sending out water reports to homes, and the reports are hard to find on the official webpage. Not giving residents an option for paper reports restricts access for seniors and others who may not have a computer, lack computer training, or lack access to reliable internet. Can the residents be given a choice to receive paper reports? The council is also our local board of health, and Councilman Bradley Hopatcong is also a member of the Environmental Commission. Yet to my knowledge, this has never been brought up at any meeting. And I believe the residents would rather be informed about PFAS in their water than reading his interview in the New York Times that the senior Christmas party, and I quote, is as good as any wedding. Thank you.
Next up.
Hi, how are you? So you guys have heard about Northwood and everything, so I'm not here to talk about it again. Just one extra addition to what Jim and Patty were speaking about. I need your name. Oh, I'm sorry. Jennifer Blum, 34 Isabel Ave, Gloucester. So I'm here to talk about Thompson Park. I have photos of the park and where we're suggesting of where the fire lane should and could be moved to. It's just a sad place. I did just recently move back to Gloucester, Northwood. I've lived in Hopatcong my whole life. And I do have a daughter, so I think this is more personal for me with the park, but it's just sad. And I think you guys will see with these photos of how sad the park is. It is not maintained by the borough. It is listed as a borough. It's Thompson Park. We in Northwood call it the mini park. I used it when I was a child. I want my kids to use it as well. The first two photos you'll see is the photos of where the fire lane can be placed. It's not as closely directed to residents. There is one residence that is close nearby, but it is something that we were, discussing, and just a photo for you guys to reference. And then you'll also just see the other photos of the park. It's just the tree that was named is also a photo in here. And just the look of the park, it's overgrown. There's no way children can play in this park. There's many children that are in that neighborhood and surrounding areas in that neighborhood that would love to use that park. It's also a great area access to the water. Children love swimming in the water, playing in the water, and I think it would be a great spot for you guys to really just take a browse down there, check it out, see what the park is about, and really see, how sad it truly is. And again, that fire lane I think would be a great asset, as well as, paving it down there maybe, even to allow access to walk down there. It is not paved, it's you guys were such a few photos. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Come on. Question, Tony, I noticed there used to be two fountains in the water there, wasn't there? Now it seems to just one. There were two of those fountains or aeration, and now it seems like there's only one. The Crescent Beach Club there. Yeah. Is the water there safe to swim in? And why was one of the aeration disposed of? That's one question. Is it possible with the Hudson Farm that we could ask them if we could hike there in the fall? Because we've lost a lot of money from different community activities, such as the Scouts and the fire department and all these other. We used to get $40,000 a year at least from Hudson Farm. And because of COVID, we didn't have our hike last year. So is it possible to ask them if we could have it in the fall instead of the spring, even though we normally have it in the spring? And the last thing is the county going to, when are they going to start paving Hopatcong Road and also River Slip? Because they promised to do that in this time. Thank you. One more? Come on up.
This is his name to you. Alex Stone. 20 Lake Forest.
Lot 9. We're here in reference to Arizona Avenue.
It's actually listed as lot 70220, lot 3, whereby expansion vacated with acceptance. The reservation here is remaining as an easement. We feel like we're being thrown under the bus in Norfolk. You're doing away with the fire lanes. I mean, what about us if there's a fire?
About 9 years ago, there was a fire at 215 Lakeside Avenue, at which time fire department responded how to get down to what we think is fire lane and was able to draw water out of it to fight this fire. The road is clean or what? When we first moved here from Jefferson years ago, we had to get documentation for our insurance company to meet the criteria for a fire lane. And the fire marshal.
The last time that we have was dated 2005, where they designated that as a fire lane, and that was signed by Senator Steinberg, Deputy Chief and Fire Marshal, back in 2005. Now suddenly we're being, we feel like, our insurance rates are going to go up because now we have no fire lane.
The road is unimproved. I presume it's a fire lane. I don't know what the town designates as or easy. But as of right now, if in fact there was a fire there, there's a 35-foot motorhome. We'd have to call Jefferson to their fire boat to come over here and fight the fire. You couldn't get an apparatus down. I'm retired Captain Jefferson. I worked with the firemen over there with the fire boat over there years ago. I mean, and that's no 5 minutes away over by 33. But right now, we couldn't get anything down there.
With Arizona Avenue?
Yes, yes. The only way they would be able to get a fire truck down there is if you went on the property of 212 Lakeside Avenue, which the fire department had to do at one point. They actually damaged, that was her leaching field. They damaged her property and damaged her leaching field, and the DPW had to go down and repair it. Now, because the neighbor at 216A is blocking the access to the lake, again, we could get a fire truck down there, but at the cost of her possible leaching field being damaged again. An easement definement, is an easement allowed to be blocked by law if the fire department has to get to it?
All we're saying is we're concerned for our home and the others in the area. And as of right now, it could not be properly fought if we had to draw using one of the pumpers to draw water out of the lake.
Well, we spoke to Bernard, I don't know, on June 8th, 2020 last year. He told us, fear not, people of Northwoods, you have a fire lane, which now you're trying to vacate down by Lola's. tell me you're gonna be able to bring that much hose from Lola's all the way down to us? It's not feasible. You would have to take every tanker in Hopatcong to draw water from.
I'm sure there's some ordinance or something to prohibit a vehicle from blocking access to the lake. Thank you.
He's got it.
More public?
Last street on the right is on the way out, like before you get to Birdie's house.
More public? Going one? Any motion to bring it back? Second? All in favor? Okay. So let's start here. In reference to Thompson Park, I have to tell you that when I was chairman of Rec many years ago, we redeveloped Thompson Park. It was absolutely nothing there at the time. I think we should, you're right, we should get there and need to that up there. You're exactly right. And so I'll have Ron contact the DPW and we'll put a target on that and start making that what it should be. It's a nice little mini park. Actually, all the work done there, all the equipment done there was done when I was chairman of recreation. We had a summer work program where we hired high school kids. Doug Frum, who was the soccer coach, was my supervisor. And so we hired high school kids, and that was one of the parks that we did. I would like to try to bring that back a little bit. The laws change and whatnot, with child labor, but these high school kids really enjoy doing that.
And you mentioned it was $1,900 from the motor park that was going to go back into the park fund?
But your point is well taken. We will pay attention to that and we'll focus on that a little bit. So I'd like to bring it back to when we first worked on it. It was a nice report. Yeah. We actually swam there a little bit. It's not a beach, but it's not bad.
There's a lot of.
Yeah, Thompson Park is.
There are.
We'll
Yeah,
put
there's a lot
Thompson
of.
Park on our list to say thank you to.
Thank you, I
I think we
appreciate
should do
that.
that. So, the fire lane issue, if it's a road, whether we vacate it or not, there'll always be an easement. And I'll make sure it's in the ordinance to guarantee that fire truck is still get. And by the way, I'm a firefighter one also. Let me tell you something. If I got to get to the lake with a fire truck and you're in the way, I'll be paying for some damage to your vehicle or whatever I'm doing. Just like we did, the example I'm trying to make is if we got to get to the lake with a fire truck, we're going to get to the lake with a fire truck. So if we damage property, I'm sorry. We'll make good on it, but we're going to fight the fire. We're not going to stop a fire truck or something in the way. Whatever's in the way, it could be collateral damage, if you will. But when firefighters go to a fire, they're very, very focused and they're very linear in what they do, which is put the fire out. So we will do that. We're going to do everything we can possibly to make sure access to the lake is there. So we'll take it on Arizona. We'll take a look at that. And if in fact it is a fire lane, we'll make sure that it's clear. If it's not a fire lane, we'll try to make sure it's clear anyhow. So fire lane, not fire lane, yeah, okay. We got to get to the lake with a fire truck. That's what's important. So if it's a fire lane or not really doesn't matter in the eyes of the firefighters.
And the easement as currently written as up for introduction tonight keeps the easement for the fire department.
Yeah.
But now, legally, technically, an easement should or should not be blocked.
It's not.
Okay.
Correct. So we're gonna get to the lake.
Okay, I just wanted that clarification that
So
it
that's
should
the
not be
whole,
blocked.
whether it's a fire lane, a road, whatever. We're gonna make sure that we have access to it.
Okay, thank you.
That'll be part of the ordinance.
Mayor,
This is the lane that has the camper, you said?
And, yeah,
So why is
and a
foot motorhome.
swing set.
And a swing set, so why can't we send someone out there to?
It's so noted.
Just, I don't know if I could ask John, the easement, is that going to be okay for an insurance company? Because insurance companies, You know, they want you to charge whatever they want, you know what I mean?
Guaranteed to
So,
get to the lake.
Yeah,
The easement is a guarantee.
can you write it so it's like deemed that, so this way they can, if you have any of us have a problem with our fire
If they
insurance,
come in
we can
and
say,
ask-
no, it's still a fire lane, it's an easement.
If they come in and ask what the nearest point is, we can reference the easement.
So that's it's the same level. It's legal language. Dave, the fountain and Crescent Cove are Crescent Cove. I've encouraged them to run both of them. Of course, you know, we're running the aeration in Crescent Cove, which makes it phenomenal difference. It's spectacular difference, actually. We run analysis on that. I use an independent company from Michigan. I do not use local companies for that. That aeration in Crescent Cove is an Hopatcong model, if you will, with the state. It's not under the auspices of the commission. It was installed and funded by a grant through the Borough of Hopatcong. And so it's part of the circulation aeration theory that makes that so healthy, and it has made a difference. The fountain is another methodology aerating water. I've asked Crescent Cove to run them constantly. Two of them were running for a while. One is still running, which is better than nothing. It does make it healthier. You'll see the ducks and the swans in there now. They love it. So it's a little bit healthier. The hike, we've certainly asked about that. I'll send an email to Mr. Kellogg's representative and see if we can do a fall hike. I don't know what their schedule is. I can't speak to that. But if this COVID thing has turned everything upside down. We're here tonight, and I'm worried about COVID. I'll speak to that later. But yes, we can actually address that. The fire lane, nothing for John. I'd like you to address the PFAS issue.